4月份，2家苹果旗舰店在印度开张，执行长库克亲自现身，印度市场的重要性不言而喻。
The reason really underscores Tim Cook's vision of India, that he sees it as a key market for the future in two ways. Firstly, for the consumers and the growing appetite for consumers there to buy more expensive phones. But secondly, he sees potentially a very key hub for Apple in terms of manufacturing those iPhones in the future.
虽然目前苹果手机在印度市场的占有率只有4%，90%以上都是中国大陆的安卓手机的天下，但随着印度中产阶级兴起，销售潜力也不断扩大。
Well, I think the second-hand market has been really very good for Apple because what it does is it brings customers into their ecosystem, into using their software and using some of their applications. And by the way, some of these 3-5-year-old iPhones, they're really still very capable phones, and to the extent that they can run the key apps and make those people Apple customers, maybe those customers can graduate to new iPhones over time.
但对苹果来说，印度广大的消费市场只是其中一个吸引力，苹果更准备推动印度制造。
The major factor behind Apple's decision to diversify their production was they saw the impact of some of these disruptions in China that had to do with their COVID-0 policy and a recognition of how vulnerable they were if they didn't have kind of a broader supply base. Without that broader supply base, they had production shortfalls which impacted their sales, which they might not have suffered as much had they had multiple sources.
其实从2017年，印度厂就为苹果制造旧款手机，去年才首次在当地生产最新款的 iPhone 14。去年印度制造了650万只的 iPhone， 大约占3.5%。现在喊出目标高达25%的 iPhone 都要在印度制造，预计2025年就能达标。
In addition to that, there are geopolitical factors at play right now that also needs to be accounted for, and that's also kind of created a lot of risk out there for the supply chain and for Apple, and an additional reason why a company like this needs to kind of shift some of their manufacturing capacity outside of China here.
口号喊得响，但要达成目标并不容易。一只 iPhone 零件牵涉包括台湾、日本、南韩大厂，在中国大陆拥有完整的供应链，但现在搬到印度，虽然有税金上的优惠加持，但很多基础问题需要克服。
Number one is infrastructure. I realize there's a lot of construction of infrastructure going on in India now, but China built a lot more infrastructure, especially in support of export operations when they could. And India is really, frankly, quite far behind them. And that means things for ocean shipping, container shipping of cargo, air cargo, and so on, and road transport to efficiently move goods around. So infrastructure is a big problem.
其他像是人才问题，不是一朝一夕就能解决，还有复杂的法规问题，也不是短时间就能有结果。
For Apple, most difficult has been having a more control over its suppliers. In India, it's a more of a democratic country, and there are state level regulations, there are federal level regulations. So obviously there will be a lot of issues which is to be actually ironed out by Apple or Apple suppliers when they set up their facilities, when they look at for talent or hire the talent, increase their wages.
尽管莫迪积极招商，在访美期间与多位科技大厂的掌门人会面，但外资大举进驻印度没有想象中容易。最近也传出富士康跟印度石油集团维丹塔合作在印度设立半导体工厂，将近200亿美元的计划告吹。苹果想吃下人口以及优惠红利，还得靠更多的天时、地利还有人和。TVBS新闻综合报道。
想看最完整的新闻内容，记得下载 TVBS 新闻网 APP。